Welcome, and very glad to have you with us. We are live with Ben Avery tonight. Thank you for joining Game Bird Spotlight, a product of the North American Game Bird Association, bringing information, ideas, inspiration, and information to the game bird industry. And I'm very glad to have Ben here with us tonight. We're going to talk a bit about his path to owning a business in the game bird industry. So Ben, you and I met at the Las Vegas conference, and we talked a bit about your story, which I think is awesome. And you reminded me that we'd actually met back in 2015 when we had the other Las Vegas convention. On the way home, I stopped by with I did an article for the magazine called the Tipton Trio with Keith Houghton's place, the Montgomerys, and the Whackers. And you have since taken over the Montgomerys business, and we'll talk about that at the end. So how did you get there? You started out in a program at Kansas State, correct?
Yeah. So I was in the first class at Kansas State of Wildlife and Outdoor Enterprise Management, and that's kind of a broad-based outdoor business degree. Part of that degree program, you have to. I think it's changed since then, but back then we had to have at least 6 months of internship time. We did about 7 or 8 months. About 7 months is what we did. But basically decided that I wanted to do it in the game bird industry. And we, didn't know which side of the game bird industry we wanted to be on. So me and a friend, actually, we interned at McFarland's for 3.5 months. And then we interned out at Tipton, here in Tipton, at Keith and Deb's at Ringneck Ranch. So through the grapevine of everything, that's kind of how I ended up in Tipton, is through the in the business. But yeah, so I did 3.5 months up in McFarland's, and then 3.5 months here in Tipton, and then graduated, and really didn't have an idea what we were going to do. I had gotten married, and Keith actually came to Manhattan and had a business meeting there, and we picked him up from the airport. He had a meeting at the college, and we picked him up and took him to the college and said that, hey, what are you doing this fall? I need some help. So I had just gotten married, and I told my wife, I was like, man, I'd really like to go back out and guide and do stuff like that. And so 2 months after I was married, I was back out in Tipton, guiding, throwing birds, doing that. And then one of the guides at the time also worked for Dawn. Through the fall, heard Dawn was looking for some help.
And that's the Montgomerys, right?
Yep,
Dawn.
Very good.
Yep.
So went in and said, hey, because said I want a job and looking to buy or build my own deal. And so that spring, went right into, from working on the hunting side, went into the hatchery side and raising side. So I guess the rest is history. That's kind of how I ended up out here and wanted to own a business. And in the January of 2020, we purchased it. We came to an agreement and purchased it from Dawn in Virginia. So,
oh, that's awesome. So since then, has it been all, wonderful and roses? Andrew here says that he's ready to hear America's leading professionals speak about game bird employment. You've had plenty of help, no problems. COVID didn't affect you. Everything's fine, right?
Yeah. So first of all, went to I think it would have been Memphis. I went to that NAGA meeting there at the end of January, first part of February in 2020, and And then COVID started coming up, and then, we haven't hatched a chick yet, and here's COVID, and we don't know. The sky is falling. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, there was a lot of unknown, wasn't there?
And then also have employees, but we've got it's a 7-day-a-week job, so we don't know whether to quarantine employees, tell them not to go anywhere. It's hard enough time to get people to come and work days a week. So that was a really eerie time because we didn't know, there was unknowns. So got through that year, and the biggest thing is we were growing. Dawn was growing, and we just kept on growing, and we were using full-time help to gather eggs and do all that, and it was getting to be a bigger job than we could handle. That first year, we actually got an intern from Kansas State. He interned for us that summer, and then I hired him. He graduated in December, and I hired him January 1, 21.
And history repeated itself. Isn't that amazing?
I was able to hire somebody just like basically how I got started.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
And so, so we've done some internship stuff. We also have some local internships with kids. There's a fund. We've got a girl this summer that's helped us before, but she's going to, through a grant process, is actually helping us with helping us this year through an internship process, doing that.
And are all of these from Kansas State as well?
No, so this is a local program. It's called it's a local foundation, and it's basically getting high school kids or college age kids more community based, because we're in a pretty rural area. So
I remember.
Yeah, so that's another big part of the problem for us is hiring a decent sized town. We live in a town of 200 people.
I remember flying around it, and it didn't take us long.
No, and pretty rural, and next sizable towns are 35 minutes away. Some closer, but decent sized populations are a ways away, 20 to 35 minutes. So you have to be pretty creative on hiring strategies, and it's just, the next thing is this is like not a dairy, but it's like a dairy because we're in egg picking season right now and hatching season. So we're here 7 days a week. You got to figure out how to have a crew here every day to get the job done, rain or shine. So
that's right. A bird does not understand Sunday's day of rest or anything like that. Doesn't understand holidays or anything.
So yeah. So the newest program that we've done this year, we actually have inmates from the Kansas Department of Corrections. We have a minimum security prison. It's quite a ways away. It's 50 miles away, but we go pick them up every day, bring them in, and they basically pick our eggs, wash our eggs, and they're doing the little day-to-day stuff. They helped us count chicks today, clean up, everything like that. I've got a crew of 5 guys that we go pick up every day.
That is an awesome program. Of course, the question everybody's going to get is, are they safe? You're taking someone out of the penal system.
Yes. And it was kind of, I'll be honest, it was not, was not an easy decision to make. Even up till the point that we were going to get them, we were still questioning whether it was a right, because we live in a small town, small community. You're bringing these people in,
right.
Is it, are we, what are we doing? I've got a 3.5-year-old and a 1.5-year-old, and, I've got to go pick them up at daycare, and they're around the hatchery all the time. And what protocols we're going to have to do there. And to be honest with you, it's been a really good experience. The guys are, just like normal human beings. They just haven't made the right decisions in life, and they're wanting to better themselves, and And most of these guys are in minimum security. One of them is actually going to get out in the next week or so, and the rest of them are going to be out. I think most of them are out by September. So the guys that we got, the reason why they liked our program, you know, what we need to teach them is not, it's labor intensive. It's not, it's pretty easy to teach them to pick
It
up.
doesn't take a rocket scientist. Yeah.
So, we've had several different guys come in and go out. We've had a little bit of turnover because some of the guys have got out, but it hasn't been super hard to teach and everything like that. So there's other, they call them PI jobs. There's other big, large manufacturing businesses around us that use them, but they don't want guys that are going to be there for less than 9 months to a year. So the guys that are there for short term have an opportunity with us to work and make some money and have something. If they have bills or restitution or whatever, that money goes
and
to
have
them.
something constructive in their lives that they're being able to do.
And I guess the biggest sigh of relief of the whole thing is they want to be here.
Right.
We first started, we kind of tested the waters. We didn't have them here very much. We just had them here to pick up eggs and wash eggs. And, we just kind of tested them out. And, now they were here at 8:00 this morning, helped with the hatch and helped pick up eggs this afternoon. And they probably just left here a little bit ago, got done washing eggs. So, they had a full day here, but I've got the same 5 guys that come every day, and I was like, at first I was like, hey, you're going to be here 7 days a week. And they're like, well, we got nothing else to do. So,
yeah. All right. So Andrew wants to know how you get the prisoners to your operation. You actually have a van or a car?
So we have a, we had to hire a guy. We hired a guy that goes and picks them up and brings them back. And then he goes and takes them home and comes back for the day. So he gets a lot of road time every day. So so
50 miles. Yeah,
we've got a Suburban that we use for that. Try to get the best gas mileage we can with the times. So
right, pack them in there.
Yeah.
Well, Ben, this is really awesome. The company you're buying out is Blue Hill Hatchery in Tipton, Kansas.
Yep.
And what is it that you're hatching besides pheasants? Anything else?
We hatch pheasants, chukar, and quail. We have a breeder flock for the pheasants, and then we supplement eggs from other producers for the chukars and quail. So,
roughly what numbers?
That's a good question. I've got a wait list, but we will easily break 1 million chicks this year.
That's awesome.
So
that is awesome. And what a great opportunity to walk out of a college and get into an operation like that. And there's others that, so not only are you giving people that are in the penal institution a chance to do something meaningful, but you've walked up the ladder to get to this point, and you're turning around and doing it with someone else from the class. That's just really awesome. All right, we have viewers. Do you have any questions? Put them in that little section off to the side that says comments. We'll get you an answer. Otherwise, we're going to wrap it up here. I do want to emphasize we're having a hunting club conference in July 18th to the 20th at Deer Creek State Park in Ohio. That will have a great lineup of speakers and topics, and just an awesome chance for hunt clubs. Now, you are a game farm, but you've got people that are watching that may run a hunt club. That'd be a great way to, get started, get some information. And we encourage you, as always, viewers, to join the North American Game Bird Association. That's where Ben and I met each other, and it's a great bunch of people. And with that, do you have anything else to add, Ben?
I don't think so. Thanks a lot for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for being on. It's really boring when it's just me. So I appreciate your being here. Thank you to our viewers. And we will see you next Tuesday at 7 o'clock Eastern and all the other down the line. We're going to have Rihanna Hill talk. And she did a study at Houghton's. You probably know her, Ben, right?
Nope.
Okay. All right. We'll talk to you next week. Thank you all for tuning in.